We are live at Port Charlotte High School for the Region Semifinal contest between the visiting Jesuit Tigers and the Port Charlotte Pirates. Good evening, everyone. I am John Pedrero from the class of 1981. Welcome to Jesuit Tiger football. Rights to the webcast of this region semifinal game in the 2024 FHSAA Class 4A Football Championships have been granted to Jesuit High School by the Florida High School Athletic Association and are intended solely for the enjoyment of our viewing audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or any other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the Florida High School Athletic Association is prohibited. So don't do any of that stuff. So the captain's going out to midfield right now. We'll talk a little bit about the previous games. You can probably tell I'm in the visitor side here. As best available option, Zach Quinn, Caden Henderson, Parker Caskey, number 35, Tucker Whitty, number 94, the captains for Jesuit this evening. Tigers in their white tops and bottoms. And we can't quite see the numbers yet for the Port Charlotte Pirates, red with black trim. So Jesuit coming off of the 29-3 win at Clearwater last week. That was actually the first time all season long that the Clearwater Tornadoes had been shut out. Will Griffin 13 out of 19, 136 yards and a score. And the coin toss. And let's see. So Jesuit, looks like they won the toss, and the Tigers, as they like to do, will receive. And the lights are going on and off here in Port Charlotte. They have a grand entrance, as you can probably tell. So I'm speechless, frankly, with this entrance. So kind of a combination of Pirates of the Caribbean and I don't know what else. So the Tigers patiently waiting in the, I think that's the south end zone. The one with the tilted goalpost. Actually, you have a goalpost that's kind of tilted in on one side, and the other side is straight. Boy, I thought TC basketball had an entrance, but this one tops it. All right. And the lights have returned, mercifully so. So as we were saying, Justin Thurman rushing 12 times for 136 yards. two scores. New Kansas commit Justin Thurman. Hezekiah Davis-9 rushes 113 yards against Clearwater. As a team, the Tigers 33 rushes, 250 yards. Trent Teeling caught 4 for 29. Mikey Vernon 2 for 43. Tucker Whitty with a sack and a blocked field goal. Zach Quinn with a pick. So we are in the metal bleachers. They shake a little bit. So we'll try to hold our camera as best as we can. And there are the Jesuit Tigers. As the fog lifts here in Port Charlotte. So quickly in the opponent, the Port Charlotte Pirates with a record of 9-2. They had their first round win over South Fort Myers 38-0. They've actually shut out their last two opponents. Prior to that, they beat Charlotte High 39-0. Just 38-0 over South Fort Myers, 39-0 over Charlotte. This is primarily a running team. They have a almost a 2.5 to 1 run to pass ratio. It's outstanding. A dual threat quarterback in the sophomore Logan Flaherty, who's thrown for 1,105 yards, 17 touchdowns, only 4 picks. He's also rushed for 727 yards. And the senior Ike Perry is the leading rusher at 1,223 yards, 16 touchdowns. He averages 6.9 per carry. The only two losses for Port Charlotte were a close game against nationally ranked Venice, and then First Baptist of Naples, a pretty solid small school program, defeated them. So we've got cowbells, we've got red fog, and we've got a football game. Thanks to all who have tuned in this evening on Facebook. We appreciate your support. It is a pooch kick to start, and it's fielded by, I think that's Ryan McNeil. It is, and he gets up to the 32-yard line. A very excitable PA announcer. So Will Griffin leading the Tigers out. Mikey Vernon goes to the left. S.J. Green to the right. Shotgun formation. Thurman next to Griffin. And we have whistles. And it looks like this is going to be encroachment on the defense. Someone lined up in the neutral zone, so it's a free 5 for Jesuit. Dead ball foul. So we'll see if this changes the Tigers' strategy at all here. It does. Here comes Andrew Changset. Out comes Ryan McNeil. It's going to be 1st and 5 Jesuit at their own 39-yard line, almost right in front of us here. Griffin shotgun, 2 wideouts to each side. Thurman to Griffin's left. Griffin back to pass, short drop. Pass is caught. Mikey Vernon. Mikey with a gain to midfield. Nice move. He moves the flags. First down Tigers on that out pattern to Mikey Vernon. Got around the cornerback. And Jesuit just shy of their own 49. 1st and 10. Got trips right now. Changsut's the only one to the left. Thurman next to Griffin. Young offensive line that's gotten better as the season's gone on. Quick pass caught. Mikey Vernon. And Mikey, let's see where they give him forward progress to. He may be just a tad short. He is. Little sidearm throw there by Will. Very Mahomes-esque there on that sidearm throw. How about that? So he picks up 9, 2nd and 1. Tigers have a lot of options here on 2nd and 1 at the Port Charlotte 41. Green to the left. Teeling, Vernon to the right. And it is a handoff to Thurman. And Thurman blasts up the middle. First down and more. Tigers went two backs with Davis in. And a strong run by Thurman. Picks up 12 on that play. First and 10 Jesuit, 10:47 left in the first. Two wideouts to each side. And dumped to S.J. Green, 30-25. Well, I was looking at the side judge on the far side, and he had his hand in his pocket to pull out that flag. It looks like he might have thought, I think it was S.J. went forward, but he changed his mind. Thank you, sir. So a pickup of about 3, 2nd and 7, but the ref was thinking about it there. Nice drive for Jesuit to start approaching the 10-minute mark, and it's a fly sweep. Mikey dives ahead. He's going to get a short gain. So Jesuit's going to face their first third down of the game here. He picked up a couple, it looks like. Actually, no, he got back to the line. Take that back. Got back to the line. It's going to be 3rd and 7. So 3rd and 7, Jesuit at the Port Charlotte 26. And two wideouts to each side again. It's Changsut Vernon to the wide side. Teeling goes in motion. Griffin. Pass is just out of the reach of Mikey Vernon. Led him a little bit too much on a read option look. And they're going to bring in Ben Beavers to try a 43-yard field goal from the right hash. So Beavers Teeling the holder. Snap. Kick is up. Kick is good. He drilled it. Ben Beavers. It's Jesuit points on the opening possession. 43-yard field goal. I think that's his season long right there. And 9:18 left in the first. Jesuit takes the lead 3-0. Good start, Tigers. So getting points on the board on the road. On your first possession, that's not a bad thing. So 3-0 Jesuit early. So Ike Perry, he is the focal point of the offense for Port Charlotte. And he is one of the two deep backs along with Justice Barasil. So Beavers will handle the kickoff. Beavers kicks it deep, and it is going to sail in the end zone. For the latest official news about Florida high school sports, including the results of all rounds in the 2024 FHSAA Football Championships, visit FHSAA.com, the official website of the Florida High School Athletic Association. That's www.fhsaa.com. Catch live and on-demand postseason coverage of Florida high school sports at www.nfhsnetwork.com. Brought to you by the NFHS Network, the official online partner of the FHSAA. So here is Logan Flaherty, dual threat quarterback, a sophomore, team that likes to run the ball, Port Charlotte. And of course he passes, and he's looking deep down the field as a man open outside of his reach. So they try to pick on Cam Housey to start. How's he had good coverage? Flaherty throwing it again. Flaherty looking downfield, caught. Caught by Cameron Barasil, and then moves the flags. So Port Charlotte going no huddle here. And they are definitely trying to set up Perry with the two passes. And there's Perry right up the middle. And Perry is brought down after a big gain by Trip Keller. That's what he can do right there. No huddle again. Quickly, here's Perry again. Perry picks up about 9 yards on that run. Boy, they are not hesitating. This is a kind of a USF-style offense. Rolling right. Pass is caught. First down. Moves the flags quickly. Pass caught by Dallas Lambert. First down into Jesuit territory right in front of us here. And quarterback keeper by Flaherty. Flaherty up the sideline, 20-10. Stays on his feet. Score. Touchdown. Flaherty, 44 yards. And that was quick by this quick strike offense of Port Charlotte. And they scored 41 against Venice, who's a top 25 team nationally. Here's the extra point attempt. Snap. Kicks good. So 7-3, Port Charlotte, 7:57 left in the first. When you see plays like that are just rapid fire, one after another, I think Port Charlotte had that scripted. I mean, that was a scripted series to start the game. It's probably something they've been working on all week, if I had to guess. But they knew exactly what they were doing on that series. I mean, right up to the line every play. So Tiger defensive staff's going to have to obviously make some adjustments early on here. The kicker is going to, we may have a return. We do. It's SJ at the 5. He cuts left, 15. And he's going to be tackled at the 16. So 7:50 left in the first, 7-3 Port Charlotte. Griffin with Thurman next to him. Healing in motion. Thurman gets it. Thurman cuts. Went outside, cut inside, got maybe a couple of yards. So it's going to be second down. Chang sut in, McNeil out. Give him a yard, 2nd and 9. Chang sut Vernon to the left. Teeling Green to the right. Vernon in motion. Griffin getting pressure. Pass is caught. By Trent Teeling. Nice gain by Teeling to the 37. Had to go up for that one. Gain of 21 on that play. Davis is in. Davis gets it. Davis following his blockers. He is brought down by Carlos Serrano, 23, and others. Also like to welcome any Port Charlotte fans who may be watching the game tonight. We appreciate it. Thank you for joining us. Gain of 1, second straight gain of 1. 6:16 left in the first, 7-3 Port Charlotte. Spread formation. Quick out pattern. Vernon got a nice block from Green, but could not get to the outside. Kind of a bubble screen look that time. But the Port Charlotte defenders got around the edge block. And really nothing of consequence on that play. So Jesuit facing a third and long, clock running. 5:37 remaining in the first, 7-3 Port Charlotte. Trips left, Teeling, Vernon, Changsut. S.J. Green to the right to the short side. Thurman in the backfield. Big third down for Jesuit early here. And they go delay handoff, Thurman. Thurman is going to be short by about 3 yards. They go deep delay handoff that time. And he gained about 4 or 5 yards, and it is going to force a punt. Griffin to kick it away. Good snap. Griffin high kick. And it hits. And down at the 20. So with 4:30 left in the first, we may very well have a water break here, and we do. Sportsmanship is having pride in your school, your team, and yourself. Sportsmanship is respect for the game and those who play it. The Florida High School Athletic Association reminds you to take on the responsibility of good sportsmanship. Play strong, play hard, play fair. This message provided for this station. We'll call it a station, but provided by the FHSAA. So this is the first quarter water break. We have someone watching from St. Thomas and the Virgin Islands. How about that? Thank you very much. We'll add that to our list of places around the world where people have tuned into Jesuit football. So this is definitely a big defensive stand here for Jesuit. Port Charlotte really just kind of made it look easy that first drive. Had Jesuit off balance, and we'll see what adjustments the Tigers have made here. Good offensive team, and it's an out pattern. It's caught, and it's caught by Cameron Barasil, and he's tackled by a host of Tigers, including Trip Keller. But he picks up 7 yards. Again. And there's Perry, and that broke a tackle in the backfield. And I think Tyler Harper was the one who's going to get the tackle. So there was penetration in the backfield. Might have been Whitty, but Harper finishes him off. And they are just shy of the first down. Trips left. Caden Henderson drops back deep. And it's a handoff and a first down by Perry. Perry blasts through for about 12 yards in a first. They bring in another running back now, number 2, a different back, Julius Roach. And Roach gets it, and Roach breaks a tackle on the edge, breaks another tackle, and he's finished off by Caden Henderson. Roach, a small back, but showing some escapability there as we hit 3 minutes left in the first. And Roach gets it again, and he is brought down by Cole Ballesteros, but he moves the chains, trips left. Man in motion, and it's going to be a false start on one of the receivers moved. So first down and 15. Flaherty rolls left. Flaherty gets hit. Flaherty going deep, and it's caught inside the 20. And Flaherty about to get hit and hit hard, but he threw a perfect pass to Elias Pearl. And Port Charlotte in business again. Perry brought down by Tyler Harper. Might have got a yard. No huddle again. Flaherty shotgun, man in motion. And Flaherty on the keeper, and that was read nicely. That was read nicely by Caden Henderson. And Henderson tackles Flaherty for a 2-yard loss. It's going to be 3rd and 11. Caden Henderson read that all the way. 3rd and 11. Approaching the 1-minute mark in timeout. Timeout, Port Charlotte. 109 remaining in the first. It's 7-3 Port Charlotte, and the Pirates have a 3rd and 11 at the Jesuit 17-yard line. And you are watching the 2024 FHSAA Football Region Semifinal game on the Jesuit High School Football Tampa Facebook page. Big play for the Tiger defense here. Flaherty rolls right, looking in the end zone, overthrows his man. So the Tigers forcing a 4th down, and here comes the kicker for Port Charlotte. So the holder is 6, Barasil. And the kicker, this is going to be a 34-yarder. Snap. Kick is up. Kick is good. And Port Charlotte takes a 10-3 lead, 53 seconds left in the first. So Thurman, Green, back deep for Jesuit. There they are. King Powell coming out. So they pooched it last time, and it looks like they're going to pooch it again. Yeah, maybe not. It's Thurman. 10, 15. Thurman is going to get to the 22-yard line. Late flag. Very late flag. Thrown at the 22. And the official is pointing toward Port Charlotte. Maybe a personal foul or a face mess. Let's see. Late flag, so it's dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Port Charlotte. So someone said something that they weren't supposed to say. So that gives Jesuit a free 15, 1st and 10 at their own 38. We'll take that. 48 seconds left in the first. The two backs in, one to either side of Griffin. Will back to pass. Good protection. Oh, he got hit in the face. It goes down. Multiple flags. Boy, he got hit in the face. And this is going to be a personal foul. Flags aplenty there. Will might have to come out of play. But so this is going to be 15 and another first. So Will got kind of bent back a little bit there. So a Trent Teeling coming in, and that major penalty puts the ball in Port Charlotte territory at the 47-yard line. So jack of all trades, Trent Teeling, in for Griffin for probably a play here. See if we do a wildcat here or a handoff. Teeling with the keeper. He cuts outside, and he might have lost a yard. So Teeling on the keeper, and here comes Will. Tigers lined up in that stack formation on either side. Usually see a draw or keeper there. And the clock is running. This may be the last play of the first. Ten seconds. Man in motion is Teeling. And whistles. Oh. And Jesuit. Oh, that's with 2 seconds left in the quarter. Jesuit's call for a procedure. My goodness. So if they start the clock here, that's going to be it. Yep, that's going to be it. They're starting the clock, and that is going to be the end of the first. So after one, it's 10-3, Port Charlotte. Tonight's game in the 2024 FHSAA Class 4A Football Championships is sponsored by the Florida High School Athletic Association. The FHSAA is a democratic organization with a membership of more than 800 middle and senior high schools, all committed to ensuring that Florida's student athletes can compete fairly and equitably in an educational environment. The Florida High School Athletic Association, building leaders through teamwork, citizenship, and sportsmanship. Again, you are watching the 2024 FHSAA Regional Semifinal game on the Jesuit High School Football Tampa Facebook page. So Jesuit facing a 2nd down and 16. Griffin shotgun. Hezekiah Davis next to him. Trips left. Will, back to pass. Looking downfield. There's a flag in the backfield. Incomplete, holding Jesuit. So Jesuit, that's a big loss. So they're going to mark that from the spot of the infraction, and the flag is at the 42. So this is going to be brought back to about the 32-yard line. So Jesuit has gone from a nope, they're going to decline it. So it's going to be 3rd and 16. Probably the wise thing to do coaching-wise if you're Port Charlotte. So Jesuit has a 3rd and long, 3rd and 16 at their own 47. 10-3 your score as we start the 2nd period. And we have Tigers burn one. They want to talk about it. So it's interesting in this region. Of the 8 teams in this region, 4 are from the same district. Port Charlotte, Naples, Dunbar, and South Fort Myers. Dunbar's out, South Fort Myers is out. So the winner of this, so the other game, the other side of the region, it's St. Pete and Naples. And they'll play the winner of this game. Griffin 2 backs to either side. Will fake the delay handoff. Will getting pressure, got rid of it. So that was a kind of a long to develop kind of play there. They tried that deep delay handoff. And Will looking downfield, but the pocket collapsed on him pretty quickly there. And Jesuit is forced to punt. Whistles. Is this 12 men? So the referee originally thought it was 12 men on the field. But apparently still some residual smoke here, and maybe he miscounted. Who knows? But no flag. Good snap by Nako. High kick by Griffin. And it's downed. Zach Quinn got his hands on it. So the Tiger defense facing this rapid-fire Port Charlotte offense again. And 10-3 Port Charlotte, 11:39 left in the second. Got a big viewing audience tonight. I think our largest of the season, so we appreciate that. Thank you very much for all who are watching the live stream tonight. Just me. Nowhere else. No one else. So trips right. Cowbell's going. Flaherty. Quick out pattern is caught. And initial contact by Housey on that out pattern. That's a 7-yard gain for Dallas Lambert. He's a big receiver. And it's a handoff. And might have got a first. Tyler Harper again was in on that tackle, as was Colton Haywood. No, he's short. So third, maybe half a yard. Flaherty shotgun. They blitz. And, I don't know, Flaherty depends on the spot. It depends on the spot. It depends. This is going to be close. It's 4th down. He did not make it. So, Pirates keeping the offense out in the field here. 4th and maybe a yard. See if Flaherty tries to draw Jesuit off. Trying a hard count. Boy, this is a risky business if they go for it here. Flaherty, high snap. Oh, I don't think he made it. He did not get it. He did not get it. He did not. Oh, maybe he did. Let's see. Depends on the progress. Depends on the forward progress. Let's see. It is. They're going to measure. Perry would not stop moving the legs. I mean, he was dead to rights in the backfield, but he just kept going to the outside. And this is close. This is really, really close. If Port Charlotte got this, and maybe by half the football, Jesuit seems pretty convinced that it's their ball. We say it was a risky call, but let's see. This is going to be close. Oh, Tiger ball. Nope. Tiger ball. Tiger defense holds. So the Pirates gamble. So the Pirates put the dice in the glass of grog and rolled it. Didn't work out. Griffin. Hezekiah Davis. Hezekiah going forward. He's going to get forward progress to the 25, a couple of yards. McNeil out, Chang Sud in. Boy, this is a situation where Jesuit forced that turnover. They really need to get 7 on this possession. 9:23 left in the second, 10-3 Port Charlotte. Griffin shotgun, Will rolls right, rolls right, rolls right. Looking downfield, Teeling, that's a catch. That's a catch at the 3-yard line. All you need is 1 foot in bounds, and that's what he got. Jesuit's got 1st and goal. Nice pass, Griffin, rolling to his strong side. Got good protection, perfect play. Here's Will, Keeling. Justin Thurman! Score! Touchdown, Tigers. Boy, we said Jesuit needed to capitalize on that change of possession on loss of downs, and they most certainly do. And I see Adrian Morrow's back, 99. That's a good thing. He's been out. So the big man back, 99. Luka Norton is still out, by the way, as is Caleb Smith. But good to see Morrow. Low snap. Kick is up by Ben Beavers. And it's good, and we're tied. 9:07 left in the second. 10-10. Nice play by Will Griffin. I mean, Trent Teeling had to stretch out about as far as he possibly could stretch on that play. And Thurman in between the tackles with the score. So Ben Beavers to kick it off. Here's Ben. He bangs it. And that is a touchback. So since we have a somewhat captive audience here and a lot of people listening, basketball season has started. And I am broadcasting, live streaming basketball all season long. Most games. Jesuit starting off the season 3-0. Neil Goldman's squad. He's got a good group this year. Tigers play Monday in a tournament at Seminole. That will not be a live stream, but if they win, we will live stream the finals of this tournament Tuesday night at 8. It's Jesuit and Largo on one side, Seminole and Sun Lake on the other. Shotgun, Flaherty. Flaherty keeps it himself, and he was tripped up, I think, by Tucker Whitty, got an ankle. Gain of 3, second down. Flaherty back to pass. Flaherty throws it up, caught. That was caught in the sideline. David Hill, the freshman on the tackle. We trying to do our best with the vibrating stairs here. But 1st and 10. Those people are stomping. And this is tackle from behind by Adrian Morrow. Nice to say his name again. Gain of about 4 for Perry. 8:33 left in the second. 10-10. Flaherty getting pressure. Flaherty rolls left. Flaherty. Oh, they're going to throw flags. So this is going to be offsetting penalties. This is going to be offsetting. The referee threw a flag from way in the back. They're talking about it. Yeah, the ref and the officials are talking. The ref was way back. One penalty is against Port Charlotte. The other would have been personal foul if it stands. And, okay, it's just... Okay, so they picked up the flag after consultation. They picked up the flag on a late hit. Boy, the referee, he was way back. So they're going to mark this from the spot of the infraction. So the ball's back to the 35. It's 2nd and 13. Not quite sure what this is. So that was an official timeout of some variety. I'm not quite sure what. Okay. So I'm told one of the yard marker is broke. So now Port Charlotte calls timeout. So Port Charlotte calls timeout, but may need a little yard marker maintenance area. That's what they're trying to do on the side here. So again, the winner of this game plays the winner of St. Pete at Naples. So anyone that hasn't seen Naples play, and probably not a lot of folks have, I actually have watched them a little bit online. Boy, talk about a power running game. The Naples Golden Eagles have thrown the ball, I think, 53 times all season long. So they run it and they run it and they run it some more. And Port Charlotte beat them 21-18. It was an overtime game. All right. So here we go again. Flaherty back to pass. Flaherty downfield. It's caught. And he's going to be shot just shy of the first. The Jesuit band made the trip up here. So it's to be third and about a yard. Flaherty keeps it himself. Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. He may be short. I think that was Henderson. He may be short. He is short. Well, last time this didn't work out too well, but they're going to try it again. Fourth and about a half a yard. Flaherty trying to draw Jesuit off. Oh, and Port Charlotte has to burn a timeout here. They burn another one. And they are out of timeouts. They are out of timeouts after that. And so last time the Pirates had a fourth and short, didn't work out to their liking. But thinking they're going to go for it here. So fourth and about maybe half a yard. Trips left. Rocking bleachers. He got it. So Flaherty on the keeper that time. Well, he got hit hard too. He is getting up slowly. So 1st and 10, Port Charlotte at the Jesuit 46, approaching the 7-minute mark here in the second. Flaherty, handoff Perry. Oh, he is squashed in the backfield by Haywood. Colton Haywood. So 10-10 your score, 6:35 left in the second. That was a loss of about 4 yards. The second and long. Flaherty rolls left, getting pressure, and Henderson tackles him after a gain of about 5. And a late flag. A late flag on the play. See what this is. Dead ball, personal foul, Jesuit. That hurts. So that's going to result in it's a water break, by the way. That is going to result in a first down for Port Charlotte. Critical error there for the Tigers. 6:18 left in the second, 10-10 the score. Port Charlotte's going to have a first down at the Jesuit. Looks like 28. So 1st and 10, Port Charlotte. Flaherty to the short side, looking down the field, and a deep cross score. Or a deep slant, and it's a touchdown. So they ran a deep slant pattern, perfect pass. Touchdown, Port Charlotte. 5:57 left in the second. Snap, kick is up and good. All right, so it's 17-10. Again, we're in the Jesuit bleachers here, and we're doing our best to try to keep this camera steady, but it is definitely a challenge. So, again, thanks to all who are watching. We appreciate it. See if I can keep these hands steady tonight. So it's 17-10, 5:57 left in the first. There's a flag in the play, by the way. Flag at the 10-yard line. Let's see what this is. And So this was on Port Charlotte. Okay, so they're going to be kicking off from the 25, so Jesuit should have an opportunity to return one here on a 15-yard penalty. So big penalty against Port Charlotte. So Thurman and Green standing at around the 20. Kick, and it's a whistle. They're gonna move this back again. This is gonna be offside. This is gonna be another 5-yard back. So this is gonna be, they're gonna be kicking this from the 20-yard line now. So potentially some excellent field position for Jesuit here. Kicking this back, kicking this 20 yards back from where they normally would kick it. 5:57 left in the first half. 17-10 Port Charlotte. So a nice return here would be a very beneficial thing for the Jesuit Tigers. And the kick hits Green at the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50, 40. There he goes. 20, 10, 5. No flags in the play. Score. And Port Charlotte's mistakes cost him. That's Jay Green. That would let it hit, and he went 80. Touchdown, Tigers. So the unsportsmanlike and the offside haunt the Pirates. And SJ got a lane outside, and there he went. It's Ben Beavers. Snap. Kick. Beavers drills it. 17 all, 5:44 left in the first half. When a game like this, special teams plays can be extra critical, and we had a good one there. How about that? Just got a message. Thank you, Tony Perez. Naples is up on St. Pete 16-0 at halftime. Thank you for that, sir. Appreciate it. If anyone has any scores of consequence that they see maybe on Score Stream, or another online source, feel free to type it in, and I'll definitely mention it. Here's Beavers. Beavers kicks it deep, and this one's going to be returned from the 2. And Caden Henderson takes care of business. And more flags on the play. So this is gonna be another flag, I think, on Port Charlotte. So that's going to be half the distance. Oh my goodness, how waving it off. My goodness, Ryan McNeil was on the ground with a player over him. Oh, that was not good, folks. They picked up a flag. Flaherty on the keeper, and he's brought down in the backfield by Tyler Harper, who's having a big game tonight. Back to the line of scrimmage. Flaherty. Pass is caught. Little comeback pattern in near first down is Lambert. So Lambert running a little comeback pattern, a little hitch kind of pattern. And he got it first. Flaherty, handoff, and they're going to call a horse collar, but it was on the shoulder pad. My goodness. Oh, that's a terrible call, folks. Sorry. That was a miscall. That was a miscall right there by that official. Yeah, it's a first down. Pitch. And a run by Perry. For another first. 4:40 left in the first half. Remember, Port Charlotte does not have any timeouts remaining. $17 all. Flaherty. Maybe calling an audible. Flags. And that's a false start. So it's going to be 1st and 15. .421 left in the first half. 17 all the score. 1st and 15, Port Charlotte at midfield. For those of you just joining us now, trips left. Flaherty shotgun. Handoff. Not going far at all. That's a loss. Loss on the play. Cole Ballesteros in on that tackle. So Perry lost a yard. And they're saying he got back to the original line of scrimmage. 2nd down. They gave him forward progress, but it sure looked like he never even got back to the original line of scrimmage. Under 4 minutes. Remember, Port Charlotte with no timeouts remaining. Flaherty back to pass, rolls right, steps up again, and he is still on his feet, and he is referee in the way, and my goodness, Flaherty broke about 4 tackles, but it's a flag way behind the line of scrimmage, and this one's going to be moved way back. There's a flag at the 39-yard line. Here comes Rashawn Fitz in the game for Jesuit. So Harper comes out. Luke Battaglia comes in. And they're marking it back to the 40. So this is going to be a second and about 26 with 3:34 remaining in the first half. $17-all. Flaherty. Play action. Looking downfield. It's almost picked off by King Powell. Powell just barely got a finger on that. Third and long. Flaherty rolls left. Flaherty got looking deep downfield. Caught. Oh, boy, it's caught, and it's going to be a touchdown. Are you kidding me? There's a flag on the play. Flaherty went all the way down the field deep. There's a flag. On third down and about 26. And he went deep. There's a flag. It looks like it's on Jesuit. Touchdown, Port Charlotte. They're picking it up. Wow. So the receiver for Port Charlotte kind of went up in a crowd there. Tiger defender might have lost his footing. And that hurts on third and 26. Flag in the play. And it's illegal.
Against the Tigers.
Tigers had 12 men. Snap. Oh, it's blocked. They can't return it, though. Can't return it. But the extra point is blocked. Remember that. So it's 23-17. I think Tucker Whitty might have got that. So Jesuit has 2 timeouts remaining and a lot of time on the clock. 3:14. And last time courtesy of 20 yards worth of flags. S.J. Green had an 80-yard kick return for a score. So let's see if we can have some deja vu here. And this is going to be returnable. It's Thurman. He's at the 10, 15, 20, and he's tackled, ankle tackle by number 49, Jalen Francis, who's a freshman. So 3:11 left in the first half. Jesuit has 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line, just past the 20-yard line. So the Tiger offense. See what they can do here. 2 wideouts to each side. Thurman next to Griffin. Will, short drop. Quick out pattern cost Mikey Vernon. Breaks the first tackle, goes out of bounds. So Mikey picks up 4. And Jesuit calls time. So 2:38 left in the first. Think of that last play. They're saying that probably said that Mikey Vernon's forward progress was stopped in bounds, and then he got pushed out of bounds. So they will keep the clock running on something like that. I think that's similar to most levels of football. Jesuit has one timeout left. It's 2nd and 6. Trips left for the Tigers. Griffin shotgun. 2 deep safeties for Port Charlotte. Will looking deep downfield to Teeling. Incomplete. Teeling coverage by Carlos Serrano. Will lobbing that way up. Crowd kind of yelling for pass interference, but they're not going to call that pass interference. And you just had offense and defense just going for the ball at the same time. They're not going to call that. 23-17 again, 2:32 left in the first half. 2nd down and 7, Jesuit. Griffin empty set. Rolls right, rolls right, rolls right, rolls right. And he throws it out of bounds. And that was actually 3rd down. So it's 4th down now. So Jesuit has to punt on 4th and 6. So Griffin to kick it. Tiger defense is going to need to hold here. Low snap. And a good kick by Will. So Changsut pushes out the receiver, and good hands Will Griffin there. So Port Charlotte, with no timeouts, have good field position at their own 41 and 2:15 left in the first half. So a big series here for the Tiger defense. Man in motion. Flaherty still has it. Flags. False start on Port Charlotte. They've had their share of flags tonight. So they'll face a 1st and 15 on that dead ball penalty. Again, 2:13 left in the first half, 23-17 Port Charlotte. In a lengthy first half here, it seems. Flaherty, man in motion. And Flaherty keeps it himself. And he looks deep downfield again. And it's incomplete. Well defended by David Hill and King Powell. Trying for the home run ball. Sophomore has a good arm. So it's 2nd and 15. .205 left in the first half. Handoff. Uh-oh. And first down for Perry. Powell on the tackle. Perry blasting up the middle for a big gain. He's into Jesuit territory under 2 minutes. Flaherty rolls left, steps up in the pocket, sidesteps a tackle or slides. Second and 7. Flaherty, quick out pattern, and receivers on his knees, so that ends that quickly. I think they're saying it's in. Oh, why they stop the clock here? Yeah, they stop. Port Charles just got about 3 free seconds there. Oh my goodness. Flaherty. Sidearms one. It's caught by Lambert, who breaks the initial tackle, goes out of bounds. Flaherty rolls left. Flaherty. Pass is caught. Second and 2. Perry with a run. Tackled by Henderson, but he gets a first down. You know, they are. So the refs are having a discussion here with, says 3 seconds. They may reset this a bit. So they reset it to 13. So the clock, I don't know why the clock's not running here. Flaherty looking in the end zone, overthrows his man. 8 seconds. So they're going to try a field goal here. Yeah, because they have no timeout. So if something is inbounds here, kind of dead in the water. So they're going to kick it from the 21. So this is from the left hash to the bent goalposts, 31 yards. And he got it. So 26-17. So Port Charles is going to have the ball now to start the third, so keep that in mind. And Jesuit trails by 9. 26-17. So again, thanks to all who have tuned in this evening. We appreciate it. Again, you are watching the 2024 FHSAA Football Region Semifinal game on the Jesuit High School Football Tampa Facebook page. So 5 seconds, allegedly, remaining in the first half. So clock was started, stopped. So it's at 5 seconds. Be that correct or not, that's what it is. And it is a squib kick and fielded by Macho Mendez. So Jesuit has one timeout left here, 5 seconds remaining. So we'll see. Jesuit maybe can get a penalty here. Will. Pass is caught. S.J. Green. S.J. And that's going to be end of the first half. So Port Charlotte's going to get the ball to start the third. Thanks to all who have tuned in this evening. Port Charlotte leads Jesuit 26-17. The FHSAA is now on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. Tweet us, like us, and tag us on your social platforms by searching for FHSAA. Keep up with teams and people who strive to make high school athletics in the state of Florida the best. Be a fan of it all by following us at social media at FHSAA. So we're going to take a break. There's the band. Actually, we're going to put this on mute, or I think we are, just because Facebook sometimes doesn't like music being played. So we're going to mute this, we think. Again, thanks for watching. Back shortly for the second half. 26-17, Port Charlotte leads. right, John Pedrero back here at Port Charlotte. And the Port Charlotte Pirates lead Jesuit as we approach the start of the third. It's 26-17. I mean, when you coming in that this was a running team, they've actually thrown the ball a little bit more than I thought they would have tonight. Kind of put into some situations where they've had to, but good quarterback, good sophomore quarterback, Logan Flaherty. We've seen he's a good runner, had a long touchdown run. But we will see what adjustments Daryl Palmer and Matt Thompson have made at halftime. Probably going to look at that first half, that the touchdown on the 3rd and 26 really was just a monster play in this half. Flaherty just basically threw it up. Jesuit defender slipped. There were 2 defenders deep. And one slipped. Good job. Kudos to the Port Charlotte receiver who kept his concentration, went up and got it, broke away, and scored. S.J. Green with the kickoff return for a touchdown. So Jesuit scoring has been the Thurman run. That was off of the nice pass from Griffin to Teeling. For Jesuit at a 1st and goal. And the kick return, and then the Beavers field goal, which I think was 42 yards. But this is a critical defensive series for the Jesuit Tigers right now to start the third. I mean, they're down 9 on the road. And against a very good team, number 1 seed in the region. And Tigers have to keep this close. That's what it boils down to here. And Port Charlotte just plays with the rapid-fire offense, kind of what you see Alex Golish do at USF. I mean, they just try to get a lot of plays in. And they got a quarterback who can run. I mean, for this kind of offense that they run, you got to have a good running quarterback. So again, for those of you just tuning in, it's 26-17. Port Charlotte leads Jesuit. And Port Charlotte will have the ball to start the third. So here we go. Ben Beavers to kick it off. Tigers have got to avoid the big play early here. Here's Ben. And he boots it deep, and it's going to go in the end zone. So it'll be 1st and 10. Port Charlotte at the 20-yard line. Again, we are broadcasting from the visitors' bleachers. The Jesuit fans here. It's our best option in this game. So people get excited. There's cowbells. There's stomping. So we're just trying to keep this as steady as we can. So here we go to start the third. It's a handoff to Perry, and he is tackled yet again by Tyler Harper. We have said Tyler Harper's name several times here. In Port Charlotte lining up quickly. Flaherty fakes the handoff. Pass is caught for a first down by Jalen Henry, number 4. So a short pass. And there's a handoff to Perry, who hurdles a line and gets a first down, tackled by Trip Keller. And Pirates are on the move early near the 44, first down. And it's a delay handoff. Perry might have got a yard. Brought down by Tucker Whitty. Got 2 on that play, early third. 26-17 Port Charlotte. Another handoff and a tackle down low. Nice tackle that time by Rayshawn Fitz. And Fitz comes up holding his wrist. Gain of about 6 on that play. And it's a pitch play that time. And Perry shy of the first. Tucker Whitty on the tackle. Approaching the 10-minute mark here in the third. It's 4th down. And that was a 3rd down play. And Tigers force a punt. And the kick. And Jesuit will take over. So that's what Jesuit needed to do. Port Charlotte trying an option look there. We haven't seen that tonight. The Tigers force a 3 and out. The Pirates went for it early on, but not at this point. They're just trying to be smart about things. Jesuit takes over at their own 16. You got the 2 running backs in. Thurman goes deep in the hole. Thurman up the middle. He has a nice run. Nice blast by Thurman near first. And he is just short. Here comes Macho Mendez in. Thurman comes out. Shanksutt for Teeling. It's 2nd and 2. Davis is the back. Mendez in motion. Hezekiah. And he is met and pushed back. And he might have got back to the original line. Jesuit facing an early 3rd down here. Here comes Thurman. Here comes McNeil. So this is a 3rd down. This is 3rd down. Down marker says 4th, but it is 3rd. It is 3rd down. 3rd and about 2. And it's a dump pass caught. McNeil 30, 35, still on his feet, 37. Full back pass. They run the Conroy play. Tigers love to run that with Liam Conroy back in the state championship year 2021. 26-17 Port Charlotte approaching the 8-minute mark, left in the 3rd. Empty set. Griffin. Quick pass. Inside slant. Green. Going to pick up some positive yardage. Trying to get some blocking on the edge that time for SJ. Picks up about 2. 2nd and 8. Tigers at their own 40-yard line. Davis next to Griffin. 2 wide outs to either side. Griffin shotgun. 3 down linemen for Port Charlotte. Griffin back to pass. Blitzing linebacker. Will sidesteps him, and he throws it out of bounds. So a delayed rush that time looked like by 22 for Port Charlotte. It's Moises Torres. Don't think the Tigers were expecting that delayed blitz. He was unimpeded to Will, who did a good job on the sidestep there, but it's 3rd and 8. 2 wideouts to the short side. Press coverage here on S.J. Green with no safety help on the wide side of the field. And Griffin turns. Lot going on on that play. And it's incomplete. I mean, Will wound up throwing from his back foot there. I mean, there were a couple of fakes. That was just a lot going on that play, and it didn't quite pan out. So it's 4th and 8. So both teams will have traded series here, offensive series. Will to kick it off, or punt it away, I should say, not kick it off. Good snap, Griffin. High kick, pretty deep kick too. Oh, it's fumbled and picked up by Jesuit. Fumble, pickup. Tiger ball. Andrew Shanksutt on the recovery. Will Griffin kind of kicked a knuckleball. Receiver wait for the fair catch, and the knuckleball dropped. And Andrew Shanksutt right there for the recovery. How about that? And Jesuit in business at the Port Charlotte 16-yard line. Good job, Shanksutt. Carlo Thompson coming in number 4. So Thompson is in with Davis. And they give it to Carlo. Oh, he's got a wide open lane. Carlo scores. Little counter play to Carlo Thompson. And that was smooth sailing. No one there. Touchdown Tigers. How about that? Nice inside fake to Hezekiah Davis. They run the counter to Carlo. And he is isolated. He could have walked in the end zone there. Big score for Jesuit. It's Ben Beavers. Snap. Beavers kick is good. And Jesuit has cut this to a 2-point deficit, 26-24, 7:05 left in the third. Boy, a couple of big special teams plays in this game for either team. The green kickoff return and then the fumbled fair catch. And the Tigers make them pay and make them pay quick. Carlo Thompson on the counter play run for Jesuit from 16 yards out. I think that was Carlo's first touch of the game, too, if I'm not mistaken. So that is exactly the way Jesuit wanted to start this third. Here's Ben Beavers, the sophomore kicker. Beavers, knuckleball kick to the 8-yard line. And flags on the play, broken tackles on the play. And ultimately a tackle by Trip Keller, but there's a flag, illegal block on Port Charlotte. So they're going to mark this from the 20. So this is going to go back to the 10-yard line or thereabouts. So this is going to be half the distance. They're spotting it at the 10. First and 10, Port Charlotte after that Thompson run. It's 26-24. Port Charlotte up. 6:58 left in the third for folks just tuning in. High snap, inside handoff, and tackle made by Ballesteros on Perry after a gain of about 3. 2nd and 7, shotgun formation. Flaherty, high snap, rolls to his left, looking downfield, knocked away by, that's Mikey Vernon in. Mikey Vernon in on defense, knocks it away. So Mikey playing both ways here. How about that? And it's 3rd down and 7. Mikey at one corner. Big play here, 3rd and 7. Flaherty looks to the right, and it's whistles. And an early timeout. Boy, Port Charlotte burning one here midway in the third. 6:31 left in the third, 26-24 Port Charlotte over Jesuit. The Pirates facing a 3rd down and about 7 from their own 16-yard line. The Florida High School Athletic Association recognizes its corporate partners who help make the FHSAA Football Championships possible. Team IP, the official merchandising company of the FHSAA, Gatorade Thirst Quencher, Max Preps, official scores and statistics of the FHSAA, GoFan, official online ticket provider of the FHSAA, Herf Jones, the official championship ring partner of the FHSAA, the NFHS Network, the official online partner of the FHSAA, and Wilson, provider of the official game ball for the 2024 FHSAA Championships. All right, big 3rd down here. Port Charlotte up 2. Flaherty on the keeper. Oh, he's going down. He breaks a tackle. Not that time. He's back at the 4-yard line. He's tackled by Zach Quinn. So the Pirates were going to run. They call a timeout, and they're going to run a quarterback draw. Flaherty escaped the first tackle, but he went backwards that time. He lost about 7 yards on that play, and Jesuit's going to have good field position here. Here's the punt. Oh, it's a punt goes toward the sideline. Nope, fielded. Teeling 40. Teeling up the sideline. Teeling with a nice return. Nice return, Flint Teeling to the 28-yard line. Teeling with the tiptoe. A little momentum shift here. Teeling with the tiptoe up the sidelines. Thought that kick was going to go out of bounds, but it kind of sailed back in. And Teeling returns. That's about a 13-yard return by Teeling. So Jesuit 1st and 10 at the Port Charlotte 29, down to 5:49 left in the third. How about that? Changsud and Teeling to the right, S.J. Green to the left. Two backs in, Davis and Thurman. Whistles, whistles, whistles. An errant ball on the field. Boy, they had press coverage here on S.J. Green. And there was Thurman. Thurman on the run. He's tackled quickly. Thurman on the run, but that was looked like a run blitz that time by Port Charlotte, and Maddox Wittebort, number 10, makes the tackle. And they read that play nicely, and it's a loss of a yard, 2nd and 11. Davis next to Will Griffin. Will back to pass, getting good protection. Will looking deep. Oh, he's got Mikey Vernon! Incomplete, just overthrew him. Tell you did a good job on that play. It was Hezekiah Davis picked up the blitzer very nicely on that play. Actually gave Griffin an opportunity to get that pass off. Third and 11. Teeling. They fake it. Griffin. Will. Passes. Incomplete. So it's 4th down. Boy, this is on the cusp of Beavers' range, and he's going to try it. This is going to be a 47-yard attempt for Beavers. Port Charlotte had some delayed blitzes on that play. Boy, Ben Beavers going to put some leg into this. Snap. Kick. Nope, it's going to be short. Short and to the right. So, high school rules, this is going to go back to the 20. So Tigers had an opportunity there. 5 minutes left in the third, 26-24, Port Charlotte up. Pirates take over after the missed field goal. Flaherty shotgun. Handoff, Perry. And he is tackled in the open field by King Powell. And King Powell might have just saved a touchdown right there. And it's a 12-yard gain for Perry. 1st and 10. Perry again. Perry another big, shorter gain, but a good gain. Zach Quinn on the tackle, but he picked up 7 on that play. Call it 6. And a quick out pattern. And let's see where they mark it. Tried to spring one of the receivers. Actually pulled one of the linemen out to block on that play and spring the receiver. But it's 3rd and a yard. Approaching the 4-minute mark here in the 3rd. Port Charlotte up 2. Flaherty. And they got the 1st down. And much more to the 40-yard line. Trip Keller on the tackle of Ike Perry. Into Jesuit territory. Perry again. Perry with a hole. Whistles. This is coming back. It's going to be illegal procedure on the offense. So that negates about a 7-yard run. Here comes Morrow in. So 5-yard penalty. 1st and 15 back at the Jesuit 45. The quarterback keeper. Flaherty has it. Pass is caught. 1st down. They faked it to Perry. And the pass is caught by 7. It's Justice Besserell for a 1st down to the 31. Handoff Perry. Going to get a short gain. Actually, they were just shy of the 1st down on that play. Take that back. And Perry gets the 1st down. So it's 1st and 10 Port Charlotte at the 27. Pitch, Perry, and he is tackled that time by a host of Tigers. Tucker Whitty in there. S.J. Green is in at one corner. So Green playing defense here. Pass is tipped and almost picked. So Jesuit has S.J. Green, number 5, in at corner. And Mikey Vernon in at the other corner. These are 2 guys that both played defense before. So the 2 wide receivers in at corner. Third down. 3rd and 11. Flaherty. Back to pass. Flaherty. Passes. Caught, and it's shy of the 1st. And it's going to be 4th down and long. So this is kind of we like to call this no man's land here. It's a little too long for a field goal. It's a little too short to punt. So 4th and 11, they're going for it. 1:46 left in the 3rd. And then timeout. I tell you, Port Charlotte is not shy about using their timeouts and using them early. So they burn timeout number 2. So it's 4th and 11, 139 left in the third, 26-24 Port Charlotte. Big play here for the Tiger defense. Tigers with an extra defensive back in, and Trey Lee. Fourth down. Here we go. Man in motion. Flaherty. Pulls it out himself. Flaherty looking deep in the end zone. Do they catch it? Touchdown. Unbelievable on fourth down. Between 3 Tiger defenders. Port Charlotte scores a touchdown. Brutal. Flaherty rolled to his left, to his opposite side, just winged it in the end zone. And I think that was Bessamel. And wow. Flag on the play. But on a fourth down play. So look at the, Port Charlotte scores on a 4th and 11 on a pass into basically triple coverage. They score on a 3rd and 26 on a pass into double coverage where the Tiger defender slipped. So those are just 2 monster plays right there. A lot of time left. Did he make that? No, he missed it. I think the kicker saw Tigers flying in there and missed it left. So it's a one-score game, 32-24. So Port Charlotte had a block extra point earlier, and that one got hooked. Or maybe I should say Captain Hooked instead of the Pirates. With 129 left in the third. Again, thanks to all who are tuning in. Biggest viewing audience we've had in a while, so thank you very much. Setting up for possibly a pooch kick. Nope, short kick. It's going to be Thurman, 10. Thurman running into a crowd. And he is going to get forward progress to about the 25. So every possession, a big possession for Jesuit here. Vernon left, Green right. Hezekiah Davis next to Will Griffin. Teeling is in a slot position. Now he slides over. Will. Hezekiah Davis. Hezekiah cuts back. And he is going to get forward progress for a couple of yards, it appears. Approaching the 1 minute mark here in the third. 32-24 Port Charlotte. 2nd and 8 Tigers. Green to the left. Chang Sut. Keeling to the right. Ryan McNeil is in. Caught a big pass earlier. Pistol formation. Will fakes the handoff. Rolls right. Looking downfield. Shanks it. Catchable ball. Incomplete. Tight coverage, but incomplete pass. So Jesuit facing a big third down here. 3rd and 8. Mikey Vernon comes in. Griffin was rolling to his strong side there. 32-24 Port Charlotte. 3rd and 8 for Jesuit. Big play here. Stack formation to either side. Keeling in motion. Griffin looking for Will steps up. Will looking downfield, overthrew his man. I think he was initially looking for Trent. Will takes a Jesuit roll. And tackle made by Zach Quinn. So we're getting a few things adjusted here real quick. Twenty seconds left in the third. Inside handoff. Perry. Boy, he has got some moves and some speed, and he gets a big run. Boy, Ike Perry. Ike Perry's a big-time runner. He just really hits the holes quickly. And that's the end of the third. And Port Charlotte is driving as they'll switch sides. And Port Charlotte leads Jesuit 32-24. For the latest official news about Florida high school sports, including results of all rounds in the 2024 FHSAA Football Championships, visit FHSAA.com, the official website of the Florida High School Athletic Association. That's www.fhsaa.com. Catch live and on-demand postseason coverage of Florida high school sports at www.nfhsnetwork.com. Brought to you by the NFHS Network, the official online partner of the FHSAA. So 32-24 Port Charlotte, and they are driving. Handoff. Perry. I think he's going to be short of the first. Ballesteros on the tackle. and it's third down. Perry again. Perry, maybe short. Let's see. That was Antre Lee on the tackle. He is shy. Yeah, they're not going to bring the kicker in here, folks. I can guarantee that. Offense stays out in the field. Perry, first down and more to the 15. First and 10, the 15-yard line. Perry cuts inside, cuts outside. Perry inside the 5. Flag on the play. And Port Charlotte pointing toward Jesuit. And it's a face mask. Appears to be of the 5-yard variety, so they're going to go half the distance. And it's first and goal at about the 2-yard line for Port Charlotte. Perry scores. Touchdown, Port Charlotte. So Ike Perry was dominant on that drive, and Port Charlotte goes up 38-24. Extra point attempt. Snap. And that one's good. By Karsten Barkhausen, the kicker. So it's 39-24 and a bigger hole for the Jesuit Tigers. Here. So you're approaching a situation here where, unless you're deep in your own territory, I think every possession's 4-down territory. You're in the 4th. You got to get 2 scores, one of which would have to be for 2, going for 2. And we will have an opportunity for Thurman. Bobbles it, picks it up 10, 15, and he gets to the 22-yard line. So 10:38 left in the 4th, 39-24 Port Charlotte. And the winner of this game plays the winner of Naples St. Pete. Naples was winning 16-0 at half. And if anybody has an update on that, I can't pull it up on my phone since that's what I'm using to broadcast, so put it in the comments. Trips left for the Tigers. Griffin with Davis next to him. Now it's an empty set. Will rolls right, getting pressure, goes down. Late flag, very late flag. That was Taylor Akers. And that was that flag came well after the play. Unsportsmanlike Port Charlotte. So somebody said something or did something. Or did something? Ed said something. But something happened. So we'll take the 15. This is a very late flag. So Jesuit gets the courtesy first down to the 34. Boy, this clock operator, well, they should be running it. They gave Jesuit about 3 extra seconds, but we're owed that, I think. Will back to pass. Griffin to Teeling, who goes up and makes the catch. Griffin with a defender in his face. Nice play. Teeling. A couple of big catches like that today. Will back to pass. Griffin dumps it. Teeling. 50, 45. Nice play, Teeling. Positive yardage there. He's going to get about 5 on that play. Jesuit at the 45. Saying he stepped out of bounds at the 45. Griffin rolls right, looking for Teeling, and it's caught by Teeling for a first down. Teeling with the catch. Davis next to Griffin, 1st and 10 Tigers. Hezekiah on a sweep play, cuts outside, spins inside, and he gets positive yardage. He was following big Robert Bogle there, 68. Again, all juniors on this offensive line, definitely going to be a strength of the Tigers next year. 4 wideouts right, bunch formation, and then Davis is wide. Griffin on a draw, quarterback draw, and he dives ahead as a nice gain. First down, Tigers. Will on the draw, call keeper. 8:55 left in the 4th. 39-24 the score. Port Charlotte leads. 1st and 10 Jesuit at the Port Charlotte 16-yard line, courtesy of that big run by Griffin. Trips right again. Carlo Thompson's in the game. Had a touchdown earlier. Oh, they flip it to Mikey. He goes around left end. Nice gain. Mikey Vernon goes out of bounds. Wow. Tiger fans are screaming that the clock should have stopped, and I think it should have stopped too. Will dumps it to McNeil inside the 5. First down, Tigers. Tigers bringing in some big bodies here. Here comes, this is a Wyatt Allender in. 50 as an extra blocker. 1st and goal. Tigers are missing someone. Here comes Mikey Vernon. Mikey goes wide left. Thurman in. Teeling. Will. Wide open, score Teeling. Touchdown, Tigers. They're going for the extra point here. Nice drive. Teeling, the holder for Ben Beavers. Snap. And Ben makes it. 39-31, 7:19 left in the fourth. Don't leave just yet, folks. Nice drive by the Tigers when they really needed it. And that Will Griffin keeper, huge on that series. But if the Tiger defense ever stepped up, they need to do it right now. $7:19 remaining in the fourth. 39-31. Port Charlotte leads. Here's Beavers. Ben. It's going to be returned from about the 9-yard line. Oh, and he breaks away. 40, 50, and Ben Beavers made the tackle. Ben Beavers saved a touchdown and might have hurt his arm. So Port Charlotte starts in Jesuit territory. That was a big return and a critical return. I think that was Perry, who's just been dominant in this game. It's a different running back. This is, I think that's Roach. Yeah, it's Roach, too. Saw him earlier. Picks up 4. .640 left in the fourth. Keeper, Flaherty. Maybe got a yard. Brought down by Keller. Assisted by Harper. It's going to be 3rd and 6. Big play for Jesuit defense. Shotgun Flaherty. Roach next to him. They give it to Roach on a delay, and he is going to be hit for a loss. Nope, he got a yard. It's going to be 4th down. Take that back. He was initially hit for a loss and went ahead. Keller in there on that tackle. Zach Quinn on that tackle. And the Pirates are not going to mess around here. They're going to kick it away. So Jesuit will have an opportunity. Port Charlotte in no hurry here at all. They may even take a penalty. Who knows? Teeling back at the 10. Whoa, snap! Oh, it's a bad snap! And he got it away. And it's Teeling fielded it, and it goes out of bounds. It was fumbled out of bounds. And it's a water break. 39-31 Port Charlotte. 4:58 left in the fourth. Football fans, the best games are yet to be played. Make plans to attend the 2024 Florida High School Football State Championship games. The intense action takes place December 6th for the rural class at the range at H.G. Morse Stadium, and December 11th to 14th for classes 1A to 17 at Pit Bull Stadium at Florida International University in Miami. Come out and watch the best in Florida high school football play. Visit the FHSAA website at fhsaa.com for more information. And Jesuit, 1st and 10 at their own 12, 4:58 left in the fourth. They're down 8. Trips right. Griffin back to pass. Griffin with protection, and he got rid of it. Just threw it away. No one open. Will getting pressure. Just decided not to take the sack. Smart move. Got rid of it to SJ, or in SJ's vicinity. Incomplete. Just kind of threw it away. Similar formation. Green way out to the right. No safety help here. But if Green can get inside and Will can hit him on a post pattern. Will running. And he flips it off to Teeling. And they're saying Teeling caught it. Wow. They're putting some time back on the clock here. (39-31) the score. Referee's trying to signal the press box to put time on the clock, and they're going to reset it. It was going from 4:31. It's got to be 4:30. Yeah, still 4:36. So it's 3rd and 5. Griffin fakes the pitch. Griffin dumps it out. Caught! And that's McNeil with a... And they're having some clock issues here. Referee is signaling to the press box there. So clock is still messed up here. So it's 4:31. There have been issues with the clock all game long, but it's a first down completion to McNeil. 1st and 10 Tigers. Big play there. Trips right. Griffin rolls right. Downfield. Teeling caught it. 1st down. And the clocks. They took an extra second. Still came off of the clock there. Boy, this should be 4:25. Jesuit got cheated of about a second or two there. My goodness. Will. Delay handoff. Hezekiah Davis. Hezekiah, nice run near midfield. Gain of about 6 for Hezekiah. Approaching the 4-minute mark. Under 4 minutes. Jesuit, all 3 timeouts remaining. Keep that in mind. Teeling in motion. Griffin fakes it to Teeling. Will. Pass. Caught S.J. Green. And he's hit hard. Pass is complete. And S.J. got popped. And he is getting up. He caught it, though. And Jesuit's going to have a first down. S.J. going up. Had 2 defenders near him. S.J. comes out. .347 left in the fourth. Tigers down 8. Have a 1st and 10 at the Port Charlotte 37. Griffin shotgun, 2 wideouts to each side. Thurman next to Griffin. Will back to pass. Will Griffin getting pressure. Dumps it out, incomplete. Chang Sud into the vicinity. Will getting pressure. Again, another delayed blitz that time. He had 2 guys on him, had to get rid of it. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. Port Charlotte has had success this game with that delay blitz. Whistle. Call illegal substitution on Jesuit. Legal substitution. Tigers must have 12 men out there. Second and 15 now. And Will, incomplete, threw it way over SJ. 3rd down. So 3rd and 15 for Jesuit. This is 4-down territory if there ever was 4-down territory. Ball's at the 42. They have to get down to near the 26, it looks like. Empty set. Thurman's in a slot. Will rolls right. Pass is tipped. Pass is tipped. Tipped by 11. Amadra Green. Well, this is maybe it here. There is time left. Tigers have 3 timeouts. It's 4th down, but got to go for it here. Teeling's been his go-to guy. So 4th down and 15. Griffin back to pass. Delay blitz. Goes downfield. Teeling with the catch, and he's going to be a little bit short, I think. I think he's going to be a little bit shy. Let's see. Yep, he is. He was shy by about a yard. The Jesuit has all 3 timeouts remaining. Good pass. Tight coverage. but he was about a yard short. I think he had to get to the 26, got down to the 28. Boy, you don't want to wish ill will on people, but a costly turnover here would be a wonderful thing for the Jesuit Tigers. So I guess I am wishing ill will. Handoff. Tackle made by Quinn on Perry. Picks up a couple of yards. Tigers not calling timeout just yet. 2nd and 9. I think they'll call timeout after this play. .249. Flaherty, inside handoff. Now they're going to call. Now we got the timeout. Yep, we get the timeout now. So no gain on that play. I think that was Ballesteros in on the tackle. So Jesuit burns the timeout, their first of 3. And Port Charlotte has a 3rd down and 9. Big play here. Boy, it's just a big play. This is a defensive play of epic proportions right now for the Jesuit Tigers. I mean, I would tend to think that it's going to be a run or just a high percentage pass because I think the last thing Port Charlotte here wants to do here is stop the clock, be shy of the first, and leave Jesuit 2 timeouts. So 3:39 left in the 4th, 39-31 Port Charlotte. It's 3rd and 9. Big play for the Tiger defense here. I think Perry's out, Roach is in. Rolls right. Flaherty, pass is caught for a 1st down. Big play. Port Charlotte. Receiver went down, just found an open area that had to be a high percentage pass, and that was about as high percentage as you're going to get right there. First down. That was a big conversion on 3rd and 9 for Port Charlotte. And now they are taking their time. Tigers have 2 timeouts remaining. They're down 8. Flaherty, high snap. Roach on the run. And Roach, and it's a timeout. Timeout Tigers. So 2nd down, and we'll call it 7. 1:57 left in the 4th. Jesuit has 1 timeout remaining. Where that was a huge, huge 3rd down conversion. Nothing fancy. Looked like the Tigers had dropped back into a zone. And Pirate receiver just found the open area. And it was a pretty easy pitch and catch. High snap. Oh, Flaherty on the keeper, and he's got open grass. He's going to go all the way, and that's going to do it. Flaherty on the keeper, score. That is 57 yards. And that's going to be game, set, match here. Flaherty on the keeper. They lined up tight inside. Tigers bit. Flaherty roll left. And there was wide open field, and he walked in. And that's a miss. Extra point no good again, but Tigers need 2 touchdowns in a minute 47. Saw my classmate George Garros watching. Back in our era, George, we just handed off to Ron Moore, right? Let him run with it. 147 left in the fourth, 45-31. Port Charlotte on that 57-yard touchdown run by their sophomore quarterback, Logan Flaherty, who is a very impressive sophomore quarterback, I will say. So again, for those of you remaining, we'll pitch basketball. Basketball season's underway, broadcasts all season long, and it's a pooch kick. And a quick tackle. I think that was Haywood. Basketball season in process. Games are on the Jesuit High School Tampa basketball page. And you can check X, the basketball page on X probably is your best bet. So Will Griffin, 2 wide outs to each side. It's Mikey Vernon in motion. Will getting pressure, and he's going to get sacked way back. Jamari Vaughn. A big loss. Way back to the 15-yard line. And Jesuit, what minor hopes Jesuit had here are fading away as we approach a minute. Will Griffin, shotgun, Will back to pass. Getting pressure again, short. Pass intended for Vernon. Port Charlotte defensive backs have done a good job in taking away the deep ball in this game. I mean, Will Griffin has looked downfield various times, but the guys have just not been open. And we have a injured player. I think it's Green. So SJ coming out. Griffin's pass is caught by Teeling. And he gets a first down. So this may be the last play possibly. "14 seconds. Griffin will just going to run it himself. And that's going to end it right there. So that's a final. 45-31. Port Charlotte eliminates Jesuit from the playoffs. So Port Charlotte play the winner of Naples St. Pete. Naples, their district rival, and they were winning. So, you look at this game. This is a game of big plays. Port Charlotte with a touchdown on a third down and 26 into double coverage. A touchdown on a fourth and very long into triple coverage in the end zone. A long touchdown run to ice it by the quarterback. I mean, Tigers had big plays of their own. I mean, they had the kick return by S.J. Green, but it's a very effective, balanced offense by Port Charlotte, and Jesuit just doesn't have an answer. So Tigers, a good nucleus coming back next year. Their entire offensive line. Will Griffin, who actually ESPN ranks as the number 6 quarterback in the nation for 2026 grads. But Jesuit finishes the season 7-4. They lost some close ones, but Tigers just reload. Solid program, and under good leadership under Matt Thompson, who will be in his 13th season next year. So thanks for tuning in this season. It's always a pleasure. Now we focus on basketball. Again, Jesuit High School Basketball Tampa Facebook page. There'll be games all season long that I will be live streaming. So Tiger basketball team, exciting to watch. So definitely tune in. Once again, your final score here is Port Charlotte 45, Jesuit 31. I am John Pedrero from the class of 1981, and you have been watching Jesuit Tiger football on the Jesuit High School Tampa Facebook page. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, everyone. See you next year.